Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Going to read through the full article here. There's a link in the description. It is a tragedy. It's a mass shooting which occurred at a high school in Philadelphia Tuesday afternoon at around 4:41 p.m. The high school in question is Roxborough High School. And essentially what happened, again, at around 4:41 p.m., a green Ford Explorer drove up to a group of high school football players. 5 in the group, as far as I understand, certainly 5 victims of the shooting. A green Ford Explorer drove up to the players, and the article isn't entirely clear as to whether or not there was one shooter or multiple shooters. But seemingly, either way, a shooter or group of shooters shot at the boys, at the high school football players. 5 were shot. 1 tragically was shot in the chest. He was 14 years old. Tragically, he has died. So full condolences, of course, to the families of all of the victims. We hope all of the victims make a recovery. However, that is not possible for at least one of the victims. A 14-year-old boy shot in the chest and died. Another 14-year-old male victim was shot once in the thigh. A 15-year-old was shot once in the leg. A 17-year-old was shot in the arm and the leg. Now, thankfully, here's the blessing. Here's the only blessing I can give you. Those 3 are in stable condition. So we hope, we pray that they make a full recovery and a swift recovery. So we're glad that they are in a stable condition. However, there is a 5th shooting victim as well. And seemingly this article doesn't present us with any information in regards to the 5th victim, in regards to their age, and more importantly, perhaps their condition, which I would take, my speculation would be that that's a negative sign. I hope, of course, that 5th shooting victim is in a stable condition, that they will too also make a full recovery. But I'm a little bit concerned as to why we're being told the condition of 3 of the shooting victims, really 4, including the deceased 14-year-old, but we're not told about the 5th one. So we do hope and pray for all of the victims to pull through. Now, the article tells us that after the shooting, the shooters, it says, plural, it says shooters here. Before in the article, it just mentioned a single shooter. So here it says the shooters, plural, left the scene on foot. So that being the case, there's going to be camera footage in the local area from the school cameras and other cameras. So if you happen to be in that area, perhaps you've got a dash cam, so check your recording. Of course, if you have any information, contact the authorities. Again, this happened in Philadelphia. The particular high school, Roxborough High School, happened Tuesday, 4:41 p.m. There's no arrests and there's no suspects at this point in time, which is terrible, but I think in this day and age we can be confident that there will be camera footage. I would think the investigators are able to find this green Ford Explorer on camera approaching the scene. They left on foot, so I would imagine that the green Ford Explorer has been recovered. I would imagine that the investigators are able to get quite a bit of evidence after they're able to apply forensic tests and such on the vehicle. Here's a question. Here's a question. Did the boys know the shooters? Did any of the 5 boys know the shooters? Here's my guess, sheer speculation. Yes, my guess would be yes, they do know. And if that is the case, I hope one or more of the boys does speak up. Their friend, their 14-year-old, has died, been shot in the chest. They need to speak up if they do know who the shooters are. They need to inform the police. So, I mean, again, I need to reiterate that is sheer speculation on my part. I've got no idea whether or not the shooters knew the victims. No arrests have been made, no suspects have been identified. With that, I presume no motivation is known at this point in time. But if we were to continue with the speculation, and if we were to ask ourselves, why did this happen? Why the need to shoot a group of high school football players as young as 14 years old? My answer would be drugs. That would be my answer. Could be completely wrong. And apologies to everybody concerned if indeed I am. But that's where I would go. I would think, I can't think of why this would happen. I can't think that it was a random attack. I can only think that it was purposeful. And with that, I've got to go to gangs. And with that, I associate it with drugs. So another potential reason for it could be gang initiations. Or perhaps the shooters didn't know the victims, but in order to be initiated into a gang, they had to commit some heinous crime. I don't know. It could be. But again, our thoughts, our prayers go to all of the victims, the families concerned, particularly the families of the deceased 14-year-old. We hope the investigation continues unimpeded. We hope that camera footage is found and that they're able to track down these suspects. And again, if the boys know anything, then I really hope that they do come forward and inform the police of everything that they know. I'm going to wrap things up at this point, guys. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.